We're talking one person, we're talking one product, we're talking 1K a day or 1 million, whatever your goal is. We're going to try to work to build a business and see if we could do it with one product. And I want to share with you, if you are going to do a one product business, the big pitfalls to avoid and how to make it really easy without having to recreate the wheel all the time. And as always, it's just me, your friend Ryan, one person, no edits, one take. We dive right in, we go, we play, let's go. So, I recently did a video all about building out a product line, and I'll link to that and I'll have that at the end of this. So you can watch that next. But the product line is powerful, right? And the example I gave was what I'm rebuilding now. Sold my nutrition company and I'm rebuilding my personal brand. And here's what a product line looks like in a digital space. You've got your core product, and then you have offshoot products that all support your main core flagship program, right? They're all pieces of the puzzle. Now that's great. And I like those kind of businesses because it gives you lots of different opportunities to help people, to sell, to generate income, exciting things, new launches, new offers. It has a little bit of momentum and it fits my personality more. And maybe that's your personality. And business is personal. Is that a Gordon Gekko thing on Wall Street? But business is personal. And you have to know you and what type of business you like. And are you more of the creative, entrepreneurial idea person? You're always coming up with new things and you get excited about it. Or are you the more methodical, mechanical, one thing, let's go. Like, I don't want to do a lot of innovation. I just want to do one thing and rinse and repeat. No right or wrong. They both work. I, again, lean more towards a product line. I built it out in digital, and this was one of my more recent nutrition companies, Rewind, where I built a whole line of greens. We started with bars, and then we had supplements and greens. So I built out multiple product lines in different categories and different industries, and product lines are really good. They're really valuable. But if you're doing a single product, well, single person business too, can it work? Can you make this thing work? Because there are pros and cons, and there are things you have to be careful of. And I talk about this just because I've been doing it for a long time. It can be done, right? And I'm going to share with you the power of what I call a 2.0. And I'm going to dive into this in just a couple of minutes, but I want to lay the foundation of getting to this, like, because there are three options. There are three ways to have a one product business. I keep saying one person. I'm so used to saying one person business. A one person, one product business. There's three different ways. But where does this fit into your business ecosystem, right? Because it always comes back to having that roadmap, that playbook, so you know where everything fits. Because without that, that's where the overwhelm happens. That's where you get distracted by bright, shiny objects. And that's where you are prey for the high ticket coaches. They are licking their lips seeing someone because they love to confuse you. But we're not getting confused here because you're down with GTB. I almost fumbled that word, but no edits. G is grow. That's our traffic system. How are we going to get attention? YouTube now. It used to be Facebook ads. Pick your traffic. Second is type, email. That's where the sales are made. You got to write good email. That is a really important part of this. You can't just rely on third-party platforms and hopefully people buy from a YouTube link or from an Instagram link. You got to get them into your world. That's your most valuable asset. And then bank is the monetization strategy. It's what are you selling? How are you positioning? What's the pricing? How does it help them, right? What's this offer? And this is all part of the GTB flywheel. Traffic leads to getting them onto the list, leads to the monetization, and round we go. Really simple. Today, the single product business fits nice and neatly over here under bank. Baby got bank, monetization with one product. So here's option number one, because I like to just jump right into this. I talk too much sometimes, but I want to stop talking and I just want to teach more. Option one, product is always open. This is what most people do. And most people, because there's a saying like the majority is often wrong. And there is a benefit to having a product that's always available on your site, right? They go to your site. Usually you send them to the homepage. By the way, you shouldn't. You shouldn't send them to your homepage. You should send them to a landing page. Like, for example, if you type in 1K below, I'm going to send you to a landing page, and you're going to get, you're going to enter your email, and you're going to get information, and then you're in my world. I'm not sending you to ryanlee.com because you're just not going to go there. It's much better to send them to a landing page. So you're going to enter 1K below, and you're going to see how this works. But a product always open, the thing is, there's no reason to buy now. There's no scarcity, and that is a really powerful thing, is having scarcity. I'm gonna do more videos about open close and different ways to do it, and whether you're doing as a cohort or specific launch strategies. I've done mini launches, 2-3 day email mini launches, but product is always open. It's easy, simple, right? You just slap your product on your site. Here's a little navigation called products or course. I combined course and product on products. You want your course products, and they click it and they say, oh, here's my system, or here's my program, or here's my ebook. And then there's a page, and you hope people buy it. It usually doesn't work that well. It just doesn't. Again, people will look at it to be like, oh, that's cool, but I'll come back later. I mean, how many times have you done that? How many times have you gone to a site and you look at it and you're like, oh, that looks really cool, I'll check it out later? A lot. So it works, but it's probably the least effective. And again, with Rewind, I had that. My products were always available, right? You could buy them anytime. When I had my fitness DVDs, that was another thing. You could have went to my site. It was always available. Anytime you wanted to buy something, you could do it. I've done it with my digital business too, but I took them down, most of them, because they just weren't really selling. People weren't doing that. There's email is where the sales happen, which leads us to option 2 with your one product business, is saying, okay, I'm going to have this one product, and instead of always having it open, I'm going to have it open close. So I'm going to open it for a limited amount of time as is. Here's the product I recorded called 21 Day Get Your Body Back After Pregnancy Program, or it's called How to Grow Your HVAC Business, or How to Get New Clients with Google AdWords, or how to double your flexibility. Whatever your program is, you take it off the market and then you open it back up again. And you take it off and you open it back up. So if someone goes to your website or your quote unquote homepage, they don't see the product, or they see it and it says, we're currently closed, enter your email. How many times have you done that? I know I've done that. And then you're kind of waiting for it to reopen, because it's a launch, it's a buildup. There's this like, okay, it's coming, and it's shocking how many more sales you make with an open close. But this is taking your product unchanged, opening it, closing it. So I have my email program. It's called One Email. I open it, and then I close it. And then I open it, and then I close it. And if you want it, like right now, you go to my site, you can't find it. But when you're on my list, I'll open it for 24 hours. A lot of people would jump in because they're waiting for it, and then I take it off the market. Kind of like, and I'm not in this world at all, like sneaker drops, right? Like you got this kind of buildup. Oh, here's the new sneaker drop. And there's like clothing companies that do that kind of thing, but it's building up the anticipation. It's not fake scarcity. It's not fake, meaning you could never get this again. And because you never want to lie, you never want to mislead. You just want to open it and close it. But there's no change. So if someone bought this email program of mine, 3 weeks ago or a month ago, and I open it again, there's no reason for them to buy again. So with this strategy, what you find is your best customers, maybe they'll make the purchase, they'll buy your product or program, but they're not going to buy it again, because why would they? If you own, if I own the New Edition record, by the way, great one, Under a Blue Moon, so underrated. If I own that, I'm not buying it again. If the exact same version, right? So if it's the same version, I'm not buying it again. So your revenue stays pretty flat with this unless you're bringing new people in, because it's new to them, right? If they haven't seen it, if you just came onto my list today and I open up my One Email program in 24 hours, it's new to you. You haven't seen it before. But if you've been on my list for 2-3 years, you're like, oh yeah, okay, I already have it. got it already. So option 3, which is what I was talking about, is the power of the 2.0, which is taking that conversion power of a well-known product, right? Of an open close, of opening it for a limited time and closing it, but adding something new, something different. So the people that have already bought it, there's a percentage of them will come back and buy again. And I'll give you reasons why they would, because they're not just going to buy the same thing. You can't just call it 2.0 and then expect to sell it. Like, there has to be something different. So it's like taking the product, recycling it, refreshing it, and renewing it, giving people a reason, if they've bought it already, to buy it again, or if they're new, like, this is amazing. So using this example, right? If this came out with like a super deluxe version with unreleased tracks and a box set, all right, maybe I'll buy again. But if it's the same exact thing at the store, I'm not getting it again. Same thing. You have to start thinking like a rock star. So I have my 1K per day, the One Person Empire core program, which I first did the first training last year. And it was a really good, like 6-8 week program. Everything was included, but I wanted to open it again, but including new things. So what I did was I called it One Person Empire 2.0, and I added new live online workshops that supported it. Here was workshop number 1, and it was all the new things happening in the past year, and all these things, and this new 1 person, 1 hour, all the refinements, everything I've improved over it. Right? So it's not just opening it again, it's opening it again with something new. And then another live workshop, another training, and this was related to it, but focusing on one specific core component of it, which was the traffic, which is the YouTube stuff that I'm doing now. So if you're opening up a fitness program again, maybe there was a new yoga routine that you added in, and now this is new. Now it's 2.0. It's a new version. And if you're in the information space, the advice space, and you are the face or the brand, Q&A sessions, live hot seats, get to ask you any questions. And it's really weird to think of yourself as, I still struggle with this, like, oh, an expert, like, oh, it's like, it's just me. Ask my wife. She's like, Ryan, you're an idiot. Even I'll never forget 15, 20 years ago at one of my first big events, a woman came up and she was literally like tears in her eyes. She was like shaking. She's like, I can't believe I'm looking around. I'm like, she talking to me? So it's weird to think that people are going to kind of like you and resonate with you, and you're their guy, you're their gal, but they want access. And that's something that's really valuable, especially as you're building your reputation and you're doing it the right way. If you're building trust, if you're being honest and open and authentic, I think it's going to resonate with people. And then they're going to listen, and they'll be like, all right, I want access to this person. I want to be able to ask them questions. So that's how you refresh it. And then you could reopen it 2, 3, 4 times a year. If it's a one product business, if you only have one product and that's the core of your income and you don't have recurring revenue. And by the way, I'm going to do another series on this about recurring revenue. If you want to learn more about recurring revenue, just type recurring below, because I love talking about recurring revenue or continuity income. But if you're talking about a one-time purchase, $20 products can be very hard to make a good income. You have to sell a lot of them. But let's say it's $100. It would probably be $100 minimum. It's very, very difficult to scale a company, at least to 7 figures or even mid 6 at a $20 price point. You need a lot of people coming in with one product. But if it's 100 or 200 or 300, you open it 3, 4 times a year as a 2.0 or then a 3.0. And then you could do the 3.0 again, and then you do a 3.5 or 4.0. You're going to see that revenue continue to increase. But then what do you do about alumni? People who took your previous program, your previous version. And there's kind of 3 things, right? Number 1, you just let them pay full price again. I personally don't do that because I always run everything through the filter of what would I want if I were the client, if I were the customer. And if I bought something, even though there's a 2.0 version with these new workshops and Q&A, I'd feel I wouldn't love paying full price again. So you either give it to them free. Hey, you were in 1.0, you know what? Come in at 2.0 for free. My guest, jump on in. That's a really good way to build relationships. However, you might find take rate low or consumable rate low because if there's, I don't like this phrase, but it is true. If there's no skin in the game, if they haven't even paid $1, there's a much lower chance they're even going to consume what you did. So the ones who weren't even serious, it's just, I don't do that. What I do is give a really nice discount. Your discount could be 30%, it could be 50%, it could be 80%, depending on your numbers, depending on the price, depending on what you added to it. So I'll have a program that was $300 and I might give a $100 discount or sometimes a 50% discount, depending on the 2.0 version of it. And you might find 20 to 50 to 60% of the people will retake 2.0, which is all extra income again. And they're happy because they get new stuff and new training and it's updated and it's fresh. So that's what I recommend you're going to do. So again, the 3 options for a one product business are option 1, just kind of plop it on your site. Hey, there it is. Check it out anytime. Option 2, open close, same product, but I'm opening and closing. Or option 3, open close as a 2.0 version. I hope you found this valuable. There's so much more to come. If you want to dig deeper in with me and my community and join our free group, just type in 1K below. I'll send you, you get on my list, you get in my world, you get some freebies, and then we start playing. We start going. Just type 1K below. But I am really loving the feedback you guys are giving. The 99% positive, even the 1% haters. Hello, hater. That's okay. It happens. But I really enjoy teaching and showing you how I've been building businesses over the decades. And now what I'm doing as I'm in my 50s and kind of we're all looking at this second act and what are we going to do next? And how do we build the business the right way and ethically and do things that add value without feeling shady or smarmy or uncomfortable. And a 2.0 is a really good way to renew and refresh and recycle a product, give it new life, take care of the people who purchased before and all the new people and get them into your world. So again, more to come. I'm going to discuss this stuff also with recurring revenue. We're just getting started. You know, we're just getting started. If you want to build a product line, if you want to go like kind of the first video in the series, watch this next video and I'll see you in the next one.